Hello everybody, welcome back to Cannonball Cottage. As you can see here, we have some minced pork and minced fat. Today we're going to be putting together some salami, Italian salami, and we have 2 kilos of mince, being minced quite largely, not sort of the mince that you'd get from the supermarket. This is a larger grind. There's 1400 grams of lean and 600 grams of fat. Now, to get on with this salami, the ingredients are fennel seeds, fennel powder, starter culture, a little bit of red wine, dextrose, Instacure 2, the pink salt. I have black pepper, fresh garlic, I have some kosher salt, and we have a little bit of brown sugar, and that's basically it. And then we've got the mixer, and we've got the stuffer just here, and we've got the casings that we're going to put this salami into. And these casings aren't the traditional type casings. These are dry aging casings because I'm actually going to be making the salami. It's placed in a fridge rather than in a fermenting chamber, cooling chamber that salami is usually made into. So I'm going to start by adding the ingredients before it goes into the mixer. That was the fennel seeds, and now this is the fennel powder. Really, if possible, you should use pollen seed powder and not just pollen flower. I think it is pollen flower seed. That's I think is a little bit more pungent. This is the dextrose, just going in. We now have the Instacure 2, which is sort of a cure that sort of allows you to eat the salami raw, and that goes in. We've now got the black pepper. I think really you could make up your own ingredients as long as you get the salts right. Then you can add other herbs. This is the sugar going in. You could add other herbs and spices. For instance, you could put some paprika in, or smoked paprika. This is the kosher salt now. This is fine kosher salt. And there you go, it's all. You could just do that. And now we've got the garlic. This is fresh garlic. There you go. Look at that. All done. I'll tell you now, I've just sparked a little bit of thought in my mind. I'm actually going to be putting a little bit of few chili flakes in. If you just bear with me while I find the chili flakes up here on my spices and herbs shelf. I'm just going to get a teaspoon and put a teaspoon of chili flakes in, because if you follow my videos, as you know, I quite like the old spicy food. So now I'm just going to fold it over like so. And this mince, this meat has just come out of the freezer, because it was minced and then placed in the freezer just to chill down again, and it's really icy cold. And the suggestions are, when you're making salami, it needs to be nice and cold. So I haven't put the starter culture and the wine in just yet. I'm just going to put that in as it mixes. And I've got the paddle on the kitchen aid, not the dough hook, and that's it. That's all. There's 2 kilos of meat in total, 1,400 grams, 1,400 grams of lean, and 600 grams of fat. Right, next procedure. Let's get it started. Right, that's just broken it down slightly. We now need to raise it so it gets everything mixed. I don't want it too quick, or otherwise, as you can see, it could probably just jump out of the... In goes the wine. That's just 2 tablespoons of wine. This is a 1/4 cup of water with the starter culture that's been in there, bringing it back to life. It's been in there for about an hour, so that it does its job once it's mixed. We need to get this to a bit of a sticky consistency. I don't want to take it too quick, otherwise it'll turn out to the top of the mixing bowl. 2 kilos is the maximum that you can put into this size mixing bowl. Of course, if you're more professional, you would have larger, like a planetary mixer, like we used to have in the restaurant, that would hold 30 kilos of meat. But this little household thing does the job, but we're only making household quantities and not catering or professional, you know, to sell retail. This is just for personal use, home use. I'm just going to stop it just to see how we're getting on. It's yeah, it's not too bad. I'm going to give it another little blast before we actually put it into the stuffer and then fill the casings. I think that should do it. We'll turn this off, drop it down, take off the paddle. Yeah, look at that, it's nice and tall, a little bit on the pasty side. Now it's all a bit sticky. That's how it should be. Just clean off this paddle, and there you go. You can just see that, how it's all come together. It's mixed all together like so. What we're going to do now, we're going to get it into the stuffer. And there it is. Get it in there and try and push it in as firm as possible to try and get any air out. There's also on this particular stuffer that we have here, it's got a valve on the top of the machine that allows air to actually come out, which does work, but it isn't absolutely what you'd say perfect, but it does help to reduce any air that there is within in the barrel itself, in the stuffer itself. I'll just quickly wash my hands. There you go. We're now just going to put the skins on. Well, I should say the casings in this case, not sausage skins. We just place this back, which you can't see, back into the stuffer. Crank the handle down. It's a shame you can't hear that slight noise. It's releasing some of the air. Oh, there you go. That's it. We're there, almost ready to go. So now this is those bags I said to you, that are dry aging bags. On we go with the dry aging bag, and then you need to try and stuff it as tightly as possible, and off we'll go. Look at that, how it's filling this bag. It's absolutely brilliant. If you do make as much sausage as I do, these little stuffers, home stuffers for the, as I said, for people who make sausages at home, are really good. They're well worth their money. So we've got that one. That one's done. And as you can see here, I've got cable ties. A little cable tie that's going to fasten this up, and on it goes. Oh, if you can get hold of it, that is. Of course my hands are a bit slippy now. I can't get hold of it. That's it, and I'll tighten that up with the old faithful little things here, these pliers, and just pull it as tight as possible. And there you have one salami done, and we'll get on with the next bag. I've cut them down like this. I could have made one large salami, but I thought it might be better just to do it in smaller quantities so that they age quicker. I don't know if that will work, but it was just my theory behind this. And there we are, we're up to the finish line on that one that I need. Push that down. Again, tighten the bag like so that you've got this really tight. Let's see if I can start this off a bit better. Didn't work last time, did it? Get that on there like that, and then tighten it up. And again, I'm just going to use the rusty pliers just to bring it tight like so. And I've just got a smaller bag. I'm hoping this bag's enough for what's left. I don't even know if it'll even fill this bag, but we'll see what we've got. Right, it's getting to the end now. Yep, that's all there is. Although there'll be some in the actual stuffer itself and in this tube that we now need to release. so that we can get the, there you go, that's emptied that. We'll just take off the nozzle, that's empty, which is what we want. And then, as always, there's always some left in. Now I don't think that bag is going to be big enough. I don't think we're going to get all that in here. I'll be surprised if it does. What do you think, folks? We'll be lucky. This is a smaller bag than those. I might have to use get another bag. You've got to make sure as you try and get as much air out as possible. See, there's a big air pocket just here. We need that too. We need to make sure. See, it would have made, I think it would have almost made 3 bags that long. Actually, I've miscalculated. I've miscalculated how much would be left in the, what's it called? In the sausage stuffer itself. You're not going to get much more in there. Just a little bit more. What bit there is left, I'm going to fry it off and use it up. And saying that, we might get this in here. Never fear. Just try and get all this air out of it. I think we've done it. I think we've done it. That's it. I'll just wipe my hands. Just to see if we can get this third. Get rid of this. And once this, when you've got wet hands, you can't handle these little things. Once it's been left out at room temperature for at least 24 hours, 24 to 36 hours, you then place it into the fridge. Before you do that, you need to weigh it, and then of course you're going to leave it for 2 months possibly, or until it reduces in weight by 1/3 or even up to 40%. And there you go. So the procedure would be, you'd weigh each salami like so, and you've got one of these little cards. Tie this to each one. That's 558 grams. This one's 800 grams, and this one's another 800 grams. So then after 24 hours they go in the fridge as they've been weighed. You tie a little tag to it like so, date it, put the weight on, and then put the target weight that you require. which would be, in this case, this one's let's say 600. You'd be looking for 400 grams, a third, or even less, 375 grams you'd expect that one to be. And this one, 800, about 450 grams, just under 500 grams, and the same with that one. So you would date it, then put it into the fridge. Oh, and then when you do put it into the fridge, you need to put it onto a rack so that the airflow can get around all sides of this dry aging bag. It's a completely different way of making salami, unlike the traditional way where it would be hung and it would be put into a dry aging chamber with natural skins, beef bungs they're called, or runners of some kind. And that's about it, folks, and that's salami here in Cannonball Cottage in the afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed this little video, this demonstration. This is part 2 of the process. I made a video the other day of actually preparing the meat, cutting up the meat, and then once it had been cut up, of course, it wasn't minced. We just let it cool down again, and then of course I've minced it, and then again after that it was put back to cool down again. So anyway, there you go, salami here in Cannonball Cottage in the afternoon. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Look out for part 3. If you've enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, give it a share, subscribe and click on the bell icon, and we'll see you all again soon. Cheers everybody.